Yes, you are still onto the economy today, and today we're looking at assessing the new policies of the policies of the new administration, or rather assessing economic policies of the new administration. And I have with me in the studio a political analyst who is also a politician himself, though he's younger, but he's a politician himself, Folarin Joseph.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, first of all, now we have a government in power. And I think they have spent are they a month now?
No, almost.
Almost a month now. And it seems they started quite early with so many pronouncements and this, appointments, this, and then some key economic policies just thrown out there, like the issue of oil subsidy removal, some other things like the borders, Nigerian borders, opening of the borders and the rest of them, and some other key stops too that is currently happening. So for me, do you think these policies, are good right now, or were they supposed to delay a bit before taking before taking actions on, making some pronouncements, especially on the fuel subsidy removal?
Yeah, thank you very much once again. Yeah, if you remember vividly, it was during the inaugural speech. We had the phrase "subsidy is gone," and immediately the marketers already adjusted their tank in compliance with the new statement. I think for some people applauded the directive that but yes, from the previous administration,
yes,
we were notified that subsidy will last by July. So so one would have expected the new government to chill to end of July to engage stakeholders on the support programs that will alleviate the condition of citizens in terms of transportation costs, moving from one point to another, probably subsidizing food supply. But
yes,
we didn't see that up to this moment. All we are doing the last the inaugural sitting of the National Economic Council was that the president has mandated the chairman of the Economic Council in the person of the vice president,
yes,
to liaise with the state governor to work out programs for citizens. I think that should have been done earlier on before. In anticipation for the end of the July. But another people even said that that there is no cash, no fund available to provide subsidy
for palliative.
So I think for me, it was not well planned as far as I'm concerned, because you could see the pains, the agony of Nigerians, and especially the Muslim brothers and sisters who are preparing for their festive period in few days ahead. So look at the cost of products in the market now, the reaction. So I don't think this festive season will be so memorable for some of them. And I think government should be about the people, and any action whatsoever when you're taking, it should be about the people. Because in section 17, so section 2C said the governmental action should be humane. Of course, you can't take some actions for the sake that if truly you love the people, you should put the people first. And what level of support, protection, at least we shield them from the shocks of this new reality of subsidy removal. We haven't seen that yet. So I think for me, it's not a good decision at that moment. Yeah, it wasn't a wise decision. And as on your first day after swearing, I think it wasn't good, because the pain around the transportation cost is unbearable, to say the least.
So it is good that the oil subsidy is removed, but there should have been something like an arrangement of palliative to reduce the pains citizens will suffer in the removal of that thing ahead of the removal. Before the removal.
There are arguments concerning that also, because up to this moment, we are yet to even hear about government at all levels, local, state, and the executive arm of government, taking steps to even bring down the cost of governance. We haven't heard anything about them. We heard from Kwara, Edo, reducing the number of days of for workers to 3 days. And I think that's not enough. What sacrifice will be made on the part of this political office holder? But now we are hearing that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission is even proposing a salary increment that the last time it was done was 2006. So tell us, are they really there to serve us? Are they really ready to bear the burden? Should citizens bear the burden all of the time? I think that's the question.
I want to ask a very dicey question.
Okay.
Do you think we are in for another ride of, just making pronouncements and nothing is done?
I think for now, over the years, government have failed citizens. Of course, we shouldn't hold on to their words. Yeah, there's a bit of a trust deficit. So until we see actions, programs deliberately, intentionally tailored towards lifting citizens out of poverty, then we can applaud them. But for now, any word you hear from them, of course, we just have to be. We should not raise any
high BP.
Yes, any huge expectation.
Let's look at the issue of this floating naira now. Because remember, you're laughing, because you see, there is a CBN. CBN used to, say, okay, this is the amount that is, make a permanent amount for people who are going to the bank to make exchange to say, okay, I want to get dollar, and this is the rate at dollar. It was at 400 and something naira in the banks, but then on the parallel market it was at 700 and something, and then the government now came and said, okay, we are removing the CBN from that thing, so and we are floating the naira. So the naira skyrocketed from 400 to 660. But people didn't understand that. They thought, oh, the dollar had reduced, but it hasn't reduced, but it only went up. But then there is now a level playing ground between the CBN and also the parallel markets.
I think there's so much complexity. Yeah, yes. The Tinubu administration hinted that, okay, it's working towards harmonizing the exchange rate in ensuring that, okay, investors coming in here can predict the actual exchange rate, and also they can predict their revenue if investors, and they can predict the outcome in terms of, okay, deliberately recouping their money timely. So of course, it's a welcome development, but we could see the free for all now. Yes, government said we can go to the bank, that there's shift have been, the embargo mounted on the domiciliary account, so thereby trying to attract more money to the country. And it still boils down to this question that what are we even, what is the true value of our naira? Because, and for you to know the true value of a naira, what are we taking out of the country that will improve our currency?
According to a report I read, recently, it said export is now higher. It's more higher now in Nigeria. Just within this past few weeks of the naira floating, that's the harmonization of the naira, our currency rather. Export has risen. But my question is, who is it favoring? This whole scheme now, who is it going to favor? The portfolio investors, or is it the masses? Who is it supposed to favor? And when you say, okay, it is good and all that, what exactly is Nigerian producing to export? Because I feel when you export more, you are supposed to make more foreign currencies like the dollar back into your country to be able to grow your economy better. But is that right? Are we in that frame at the moment?
Yes, like the Tinubu administration hinted also that it plans to improve our daily daily loading of oil to 4 million barrels per day, and as at this moment we are still doing like 1.23 million barrels per day. As is, it's a step in the right direction, but the immediate pain. So how would citizens bear with this now? And most of the things we are consuming here, we are importing it there. And look at, and anytime with the new forex in place now, the exchange rate now, of course, it will be reflected in the cost of business, goods and services rendered. And it still boils down to the question that, okay, if we are looking at the long-term solution also, this is the time for we to reimagine our economy in terms of expanding it structurally, putting in place infrastructure, creating, addressing our power sector, and in ensuring that cost of doing business also is even minimal. So that will attract more investment to the country, and that can pull Nigerian citizens out of poverty line.
Joseph, I'll come back to you now. Yes, we'll go for a very short break now, and I'll be right back with Folarin giving us details. Welcome back. You're still onto the economy today, and we are looking at assessing the economic policies of the new government. I still have with me in the studio Folarin Joseph assessing the topic itself. So, Folarin, you've spoken about the oil subsidy, the issue of the naira floating, that's our currency floating right now, and the issue of importation and exportation and the rest of them, how that can be. People are suffering, but how that can also be a gain at the end of the day if we take the right step. Now, taking the right step is what I want to now ask the questions now. What are the things that you think the government is not doing, or though they are very young right now, their service year is still very young, they are still not completed 1 month, so we can't actually start to put blame or any kind of thing on them, but we need an urgent decision making that are positive to actually help the Nigerian society. So what are the things that you think the government should do that they are not doing, or they are supposed to do, that will benefit the people economically?
Yeah, first of all, also, the first thing you need to do is the leadership, the political leaders at all levels, from the local, state and federal, need to come to reality to times that things are not the way things ought to be. Yeah, they need to break down on their personnel costs, recurrent expenditure, in terms of spending at all levels. We will see some of our governors, some of them visit Abuja like 4 times a week, and this is on private jets. All these extravagant lifestyle they go through, their convoy, the numbers of convoy. So they need to show, come publicly and tell us, okay, so amount is being taken off from their own side there. So citizens will see that, okay, wow, we are not alone in this pain. So, but as at this moment now, we are still hearing the revenue mobilization is still insisting that, okay, fine, there's a proposal to the government, federal, state, and local government. The government denied it yesterday, but the proposal is still on ground. So we never can say whether an executive bill will be presented. And knowing full well when this bill is presented, of course, the National Assembly, most of them are first-time, of course, they will endorse because it favors them also. So they need to show commitment that, okay, the citizen and them, we are in the same level. Okay, we are feeling the pain, we are feeling the economic realities at this moment. Okay, we are bringing down the cost of governance. So going forward, aside that also, we look at also the tax net also. So we are hearing now that the price of electricity is coming up again, 40% or something. So I think we don't need that for now. That can be pushed. We don't need so much burden at this moment. And the one we are still we still have now is still a whole lot to even cope with. So like I rightly pointed out also, what can we really do about food? Because it's very, very important. Food security in terms of bringing down the cost of food inflation. It's over 30% at the moment. So what really needs to be done is the government even encouraging more farmers to go to the farm. How do we do that also? Make the farm secure for our farmers also. Subsidize more. Yes, previous governments have done that, but now there's a need for us to subsidize food. You also in terms of seedlings, fertilizers, and other necessary seed necessary to ensure that our harvest is improved upon also.
I want to ask a question so I don't get it wrong now. when we say subsidizing, we know that a lot of countries do subsidize one or two things or the other, and now it is food. Why do you think? Do you think it can work in a country where you have multiple people? There's no regulation on this. This is the amount, or this is how things should be done. It is a free market. Do you think subsidization can actually work in the area of food production?
I think it can. Of course, this federal government cannot take responsibility for that. We need the state, need the local government. I'm sure most of these farmers, they have their own mini society, cooperative, of course, so they can...
they have cluster groups.
Yeah, cluster groups across the state. Of course, the local government can create a platform where they can engage, and at least, each members know the expected harvests being pushed out from their respective farm daily. And then if government can set up a board, because in his manifesto, what about the community board, sort of like, whereby they can buy these harvests from these farmers also, and maybe reduce the price when it gets to the market. I think we need to work out something down, because these are desperate times. We need to devise a means.
It is a desperate time.
Yeah, so desperate measure needs to be put into place to address the citizen. We can't say, okay, we are building for the future, and citizens continue to live miserable lives, not even having the wherewithal to push ahead to fulfill their potentials. So, of course, measures need to be taken on the part of government. Interfacing from the state, local government also, identify these clusters, farmers in their respective locality, work out a plans for them, whereby, okay, when you are taking this goods to the market, this is the price you are paying for it. Government is paying a part of it for the sake of ameliorating the pain of Nigerians at this moment. So we need to take steps. We can't just fold our hands and watch citizens lamenting, going hungry day by day. So I think it's not a good. Government is there to meet the needs of people. So we can't keep postponing the pain of people that, okay, we should be hopeful for a better tomorrow. How do we survive today? That is the question.
You made a comment in our first half, and you're talking about nobody is talking about cutting down on government spending.
Yes,
that's especially on salaries, allocations,
allowances,
and the rest of them.
Absolutely.
So that is an issue.
It is
an issue that a lot of governments continue to avoid.
Yes.
How do you think? What does the Constitution say about this? And how do you think that can actually be ameliorated, so that people all these House of Reps coming in, new House of Rep guys, the senators and the rest of them will know that we are in a desperate situation.
Absolutely.
And we need desperate measures. And when you want to do desperate measures, it is not more money into a pocket, but saving more money.
Yes. So it's better to responsibility. We need to take responsibility. Our political leaders need to take responsibility at all levels, from the local, states, and so we need, there are specifics on their line of expenses that they can even bring down, like the number of convoy. So we need to show it also, and their lavish lifestyle, flying Abuja like you're going to Oshodi or going to mainland. So of course they need to bring that down. If you cannot, for some of them also, instead of going through private jet, you can go through charter flights. Show leadership that, this is a desperate period. Let's go through. Okay, I'm feeling your pain. You see these people. So of course, you know that when you see the leaders bearing your pain, of course, you feel consoled for a moment that everyone is taking responsibility, and it is the time for us to unite behind them, also to ensure that their policies are seen to full implementation. Beyond that, also leakages in the system we need to look at also, because so that we hear some funny government revenue going to other accounts. So there's a need for us to block these leakages also. Aside blocking these leakages, the issue of oil theft. You and I know we can't do away with the oil revenue, because it will. We haven't even make more gains due to the Russia, Ukraine war, and
the way everything is going. So we've not actually made any gain.
So we look at it also. The oil theft needs to really be confronted headlong, as far as I'm concerned. Also, the Navy the military personnel need to ensure that, okay, oil production channel are safe. So we'll be able to meet the OPEC quota, and also increase also, like you rightly pointed out, it's working towards ensuring that we attain 4 million barrels per day. I think these are the issues that we really need to address confrontantly at the moment.
Thank you so